Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going deep on Pi Network.
Ooh, Pi Network.
Yeah, it's this cryptocurrency project that's been making a lot of noise lately.
I've heard some buzz about it.
Yeah, and a lot of people are debating, will it succeed, will it not?
Yeah.
But we're going to focus on why you should care about this.
Okay.
And the reason we're going to focus on that is because a billionaire named Jack Liu is involved.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we're diving into this article, Jack Liu, the billionaire championing Pi Network and its future.
Sounds promising.
Yeah. So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Who is Jack Liu?
So Jack Liu is, he's a pretty big deal in China. He's got a super strong background in finance, economics, and blockchain technology.
Okay. So he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. He's definitely not just some random guy,
Right.
When he talks, people in the industry listen.
That makes sense.
So when he comes out and supports something like Pi Network, people pay attention.
So it's not just like he tweeted about it one time.
No, not at all.
What has he done to show that he's a supporter?
Well, about 2 years ago, he made this really bold statement, basically saying that if Pi Network failed, he would buy it and rebuild it.
He would buy the whole network.
Yeah, like he put his money where his mouth is,
Wow.
And more recently, he changed his profile picture on X, formerly Twitter,
Right.
to the Pi symbol.
Okay, so he's not being shy about it.
Not at all. It's a pretty clear signal that he's committed to this project.
So 2 years ago, he said he'd buy it if it fails. Now he's got the Pi symbol as his picture.
Exactly.
What do you think is driving that level of confidence?
Well, it really makes you wonder what he knows that maybe we don't, right?
Yeah.
Like, do these billionaires have access to some inside information?
Ooh, like what?
Maybe they're seeing data about how Pi is being adopted in different markets, or maybe they know about developments that haven't been announced publicly.
Okay, so maybe there's stuff going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of.
Possibly it's like they're playing poker and we can only see their bets, not their cards.
Okay, and speaking of bets, it sounds like Jack Liu isn't the only billionaire interested in Pi.
Right. The article talks about a whole billionaires club quietly investing in it.
Really?
Yeah. So now the question is, are they all just caught up in some hype?
Or do they see something that the rest of us are missing?
Exactly. Because on the one hand, we have these super successful people putting their money into Pi.
Right.
But on the other hand, there are some pretty big concerns about Pi Network that we need to consider.
Okay, like what kind of concerns?
Well, first of all, will Pi actually be accepted and used in the real world?
That's a good point.
I mean, can you imagine walking into a store and buying a coffee with Pi?
It would be cool.
It would, but is that realistic?
Yeah, I guess we don't know yet.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of competition. The cryptocurrency market is already super crowded.
There are so many different cryptocurrencies out there already.
Right. So can Pi really stand out from the crowd? Can it compete with the big players?
Okay, so market acceptance and competition. Those are two big hurdles.
Right. And then there's the whole question of decentralization.
Okay, so remind me, what is decentralization again?
Decentralization is the idea that no single entity controls the cryptocurrency.
Right, it's supposed to be controlled by the people.
Exactly. But when you have all these billionaires pouring money into Pi, does it really stay decentralized?
That's a good point. It kind of feels like they could end up having a lot of control.
Right. And if that happens, it kind of goes against the whole philosophy of cryptocurrency.
So we've got this weird situation where these big names are giving Pi credibility.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, their involvement raises all these questions about control and accessibility.
It's a real dilemma.
So what do you think? Should our listeners be rushing out to buy Pi?
Honestly, I think it's too early to say.
Okay.
There are a lot of factors to consider.
Like what?
Well, think about your own financial goals, your risk tolerance. Do you believe in the long-term potential of Pi Network?
Right. This is not financial advice.
Absolutely not.
Everyone needs to do their own research.
Exactly. And then decide if Pi is right for them.
Awesome. Well, I think this has been a really interesting deep dive.
Me too.
It's definitely given me a lot to think about.
Yeah, there's still so much we don't know about Pi Network.
Right.
But the fact that all these billionaires are getting involved is definitely something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. So, until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and as always, thanks for diving in with us